This is not Kazakhstan. This is Kazakhstan. This is Kazakhstan. This is Kazakhstan. Hello there and welcome to episode 1 of my time in Kazakhstan. It all started not too early in the morning for once at Stansted Airport. Checked in, I had time for a quick breakfast before boarding my first flight of the day, some reading material at the ready, to Antalya in Turkey. Once I had landed, I had a 7-hour wait until my next flight, which was at 1:45 in the morning local time. My second flight of the day boarded. The next stop was Astana. I touched down at Nur-Sultan Airport, named after former President Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev, at 7:45 in the morning local time, and headed straight for my hotel. So I actually arrived at the hotel 4 hours before check-in, but they let me check in early, which is an absolute touch. I wasn't expecting that at all. And the room, it looks better on the inside than than the hotel looks on the outside and in the corridors. But yeah, it's only for one night. It'll do. Bed looks fine. Interesting little kind of balcony area here. A bit more like a cage than a balcony, but okay. A little bit grotty. And then standard little mini bar, coffee, tea area, and then the bathroom, which is I've seen better. I've seen worse. Like I said, one night. It will do. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's only 17 quid for the night, so can't complain too much. As I was only here for one day, it was straight out to explore the city. I don't know why, but this Ferris wheel caught my eye, so I went to check it out. As you're about to learn, I don't like heights. What you'll also learn later is that sometimes I don't learn. Right, well, I'm on it. I don't like heights, but let's see how this goes. I mean, there are some great views over the city, but it is really windy up here, and I am not enjoying it at all. Getting there. Not far off being back on solid ground now. The calming music they're playing inside the cab, it's not really having the desired effect. Well, that was a fiver wasted and about 15 minutes of my time I'll never get back. Great. That wigwam thing is the Khan Shatir Entertainment Centre, designed by British architect Norman Foster. I didn't go in. It's basically a big shopping centre with some gimmicks like an indoor beach. Not my kind of thing. What I was looking for, however, was the street that runs from the Khan Shatir all the way down to the presidential palace. Nurjol Boulevard. This street was designed by Japanese architect Kisho Kurokawa, so we've got design ideas from opposite sides of the globe going on, fusing in the centre, which is cool. The main attraction along here is the Bayterak Tower, a symbol of independence that was completed in 2002. Why did the main sightseeing attraction have to be so bloody tall? Standing at 97 metres, to represent 1997, when Astana was first named as the capital city. Based on earlier, I'm not sure this is such a good idea. Okay, even though I felt a bit funky up here, it was much better than the Ferris wheel. First off, it gave you a great view of the boulevard and the city in general. But, as I'm a wuss with heights, I didn't stay up there for long. Getting another nice look at things in the lift back down. glad to be back on solid ground for the second time today, although that was better than the Ferris wheel. Feet back on the ground, I headed to the Central Mosque, or Grand Mosque, one of the largest in the world and the biggest in Central Asia. Like with a lot of the sites in Astana, it's modern, having only been completed in 2022. What it lacks in age though, it certainly makes up for in design. The architecture is stunning. I clearly had been at ground level for too long, so I popped on some Crocs, headed up one of the minarets to get a look at this place from up high. Yeah, I know past self, but it's where the best views are. After spending most of the day on my feet, it was time for dinner and, wait for it. Yep, I went to a restaurant up a bloody tower, didn't I? The 25th floor to be precise. I'd seen multiple recommendations for this place online, but none of them mentioned that it was so high up. I was looking for it at the bottom of this small shopping centre, before seeing a sign to indicate I had to take a specific lift, as the main part of the shopping centre was only 4 floors. I was too hungry by this point to find anywhere else. To start, I had a couple of samsa, pastry filled with spiced meat, onions and sometimes vegetables. I'd say it's almost a cross between a samosa and a Cornish pasty. For the main course, I had beshbamek, boiled meat with veg on top of noodles with a bit of broth. It can be made using lamb or beef, but the most traditional meat, and what I had here, was horse. It was a bit tough. Not as good as beef, I'd say, but it wouldn't be the only time on this trip I'd be eating it. After being so hungry I literally ate a horse, I headed back down to ground level for the final time today. Barely full, as my one day here came to an end. Right, so after my stallion dinner, I've just gone straight back to the room because I am absolutely shattered. A few bits and pieces to do before I go to sleep, but I've got another flight tomorrow, relatively early. Yeah, I'm going to end this one a bit differently, keep things rolling, and yeah, next time you'll see me will be tomorrow morning, heading down to Almaty. See you then. So, my final thoughts on Astana. Astana is an odd place. Almaty used to be the capital city, but after independence it changed to Astana, mainly for political reasons, I think. And it was then built up to be the modern city that you see today. But for me that robs it of any kind of soul. It's almost too new. I know everywhere needs to modernise eventually, but most do it over time, organically, not as rapidly as Astana did. In most places, the old and new is blended. It reminded me of Brasilia, the capital of Brazil. That was another essentially purpose-built capital city that felt lifeless and dull. Not a bad city, either of them. They just didn't do it for me. If you're visiting Kazakhstan and you're short on time, I'd say maybe skip Astana, but if you have a bit more time, why not check it out and make your own mind up. That's all for today. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time for some more of Kazakhstan.